Have you ever noticed that you struggle to ask for help, even when you really need it? You handle everything alone, your problems, your stress, your responsibilities. People even call you strong, but deep down, it doesn't always feel like strength. Sometimes it feels like survival. Psychology calls this hyper-independence. It's when someone becomes so used to relying on themselves that depending on others starts to feel uncomfortable or even unsafe. And strangely, many hyper-independent people don't even realize they are this way. So here are 5 signs you may have developed hyper-independence and the psychology behind it. Number 1, you feel uncomfortable asking for help. Even when things become overwhelming, you still try to handle everything alone. You tell yourself things like, "I'll figure it out. I don't want to bother anyone. It's easier if I just do it myself." Psychology links this to something called emotional self-protection. If someone grew up in an environment where support was unreliable, the brain quietly learns a rule: don't depend on people. Over time, independence stops being a choice and becomes a defense mechanism. Number 2, you struggle to trust people with your problems. People might be around you, friends, family, partners, but when something serious happens, you keep it to yourself. You listen to everyone else's problems, but rarely share your own. This connects to a psychological pattern known as avoidant attachment. People with this pattern often learned early in life that emotional vulnerability wasn't safe or wasn't rewarded. So instead of opening up, they adapt by becoming emotionally self-reliant. It looks like strength on the outside, but inside, it can feel isolating. Number 3, you feel responsible for everything. When something goes wrong, your first instinct is to blame yourself. Group project fails, you think you should have done more. Family problems, you try to fix everything. Psychologists call this overdeveloped responsibility, which often appears in people who had to grow up too fast. Maybe you were the one solving problems early in life, taking care of others, handling situations adults should have handled. So your brain learns something powerful. If I don't take control, everything will fall apart. Number 4, you secretly struggle to relax. Even when nothing is wrong, you feel like you should be doing something. Working, planning, solving problems. Hyper-independent people often develop high self-reliance combined with chronic alertness. The brain stays in a subtle survival mode, always prepared for the next challenge. Relaxing can feel unfamiliar because your mind is used to being the one in control. Number 5, you feel safer depending on yourself than anyone else. This is the core sign. You believe in your abilities, you trust your decisions, but trusting others with the same level of control feels uncomfortable. Psychology calls this learned self-sufficiency. It usually develops after repeated experiences where relying on others led to disappointment, neglect, or emotional pain. So the brain makes a quiet promise: if I depend only on myself, I can't be let down. But here's the deeper truth. Hyper-independence isn't really about being strong. It's about protecting yourself from vulnerability. And while independence is powerful, humans are still wired for connection. The healthiest people aren't the ones who do everything alone. They're the ones who know when to stand alone and when to lean on others. So if you recognized yourself in these signs, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you. It simply means your mind adapted to survive. And awareness is the first step towards balance. If you enjoyed this video and want to understand more hidden patterns in human behavior and psychology, make sure you subscribe, because sometimes the smallest psychological insights can completely change the way we understand ourselves.